Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of Contested Foul. My guest today is someone I have never met before, which is my first guest that I've never met before. And her name is Aiste. And today we are going to be talking about International Ultimate and playing in Chicago. And if you would like to give a little background, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I started playing Ultimate in Ireland actually in 2010, 2011 ish for my college team. I finished high school in Ireland and I had played, but I lived in the US beforehand and I played
Okay.
just kind of really bad versions of Ultimate, like 20 people on the field running
Oh,
around.
wow. Yeah.
And I had played sports in the US, like I played basketball, so I wanted to play a sport. And so Ultimate was there, and I started playing it, and I had a very persistent friend who just kept being like, "Hey, you should like come," even though I was like, "I don't." I After my first session, I was like, "I don't think I want to do this."
Not for
But he was
you.
like, "You
Yeah.
have to come next time," and I was like, "Okay." And then I think that was a very effective method. So I played club there. I started coaching there a little bit, then moved to the US on a couple of occasions. So I actually played Frenzy in Chicago.
Okay.
And then I played Dish for 4 years. But in between playing for Frenzy and Dish, I actually was in Ireland again for 2 years. And I played on the national team for 2 years.
Oh, wow. That's so
Yeah, then I
cool.
played for Dish. And then was in Switzerland for almost 4 years, played club there, played for the Swiss team as well.
Okay.
And then now I'm in Philadelphia
Oh,
playing
okay.
league, enjoying myself.
Oh, got it. I didn't even know you were back in America. Okay, so
Yeah. So I'm in a
perfect.
normal time zone here.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was like, I don't know what it's like.
It's not in the middle of the night.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Well, so you've played frisbee in Ireland. You've played frisbee here, and you've played frisbee in Switzerland.
Yep.
Have you played in any other countries, or just those three? I guess.
I mean, I've played lots of
Yeah,
tournaments.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've played a tournament in Spain, Belgium, sort of like all over Europe. I've played tournaments. I've played with like a Swiss team, or not, sorry, a Swiss team, a Spanish team once at a tournament. Um, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I had a guest on one of my episodes who had played some Australian frisbee, and one of my favorite things to ask anybody, especially about this, is like some big differences you saw in all three of those different countries, or just Europe versus United States.
Yeah, I think it's very different in Europe because typically the club organizations, like when you think of like a city organization that does a lot of the leagues and the organizing and sort of the casual frisbee, that people that play club tend to also use as like fun outlets and just for fitness or whatever,
Yeah.
trying stuff like be playing casually. Um, a lot of times, like these club organizations in Europe like do all of it. So you
Okay.
have both like casual leagues that they'll put on as well as
Oh.
organizing the women's team, the open team, the junior teams. So
Okay.
like it's like a sort of this structure that is divided into two different things in the US.
Okay. So
Um,
it'd be like if USAU was organizing pickup, kind of, maybe,
it would be
or a
like
league.
if U Chicago, or not U Chicago, Ultimate
Ultimate
Chicago, it's
Chicago.
like
Yeah.
Ultimate Chicago was also organizing all of the club teams.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So what
Um,
that means though is that
yeah.
everybody plays everything and everyone's expected to play everything and everyone's expected to
Okay.
contribute, and that means that the season is like all year round and
Okay.
people just get really burnt out, and then you have like numbers issues because people are playing mixed and you know single gender division or whatever, and they're also trying to play casual tournaments during the year that are fun in Europe,
Okay.
and they're also trying to help coach and put stuff on and then do beginners trainings and like try to get newer players in, and it's just a ton of work. And then you typically have this structure where it's like if there's a president and people that do money and people that do organizing of these teams and competitive division people that run stuff, um, and then on top of that there's also like national organizations like USAU in these countries as well
Okay.
that people volunteer their time to.
Wow.
So I'd say it's like, I think it probably differs in some other countries that have really large programs like Germany and France. Um, because there's just a ton of teams and
Yeah,
they're fairly large countries compared to Ireland and
that's a good
Switzerland.
point. Yeah.
Um, so they also have like north south divisions and whatever else. So it's a little bit different because there's like more people to go around to help organize some of these larger national things. But it's a lot of time and it's a lot of volunteer time and it's yeah, it's hard to keep all that going.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I was going to ask, is it because these places have a lot fewer people playing ultimate? That
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot fewer people, and everyone then is responsible for helping, less experienced players, youth teams, as well as trying to train themselves, plus do competitive ultimate, plus play on the national teams, um, or potentially go to a different club team that's going to do better in Europe, right? And more of the
Okay.
competitive scene. And then, but at the same time, trying to support the growth of ultimate, like in your own city. Um, so it's from that perspective, it's people are taking on a lot if you're especially at like sort of that competitive level. I mean, there's people that just are happy to play more casual
Yeah.
ultimate and they help out with a lot of stuff. They organize a lot, and so that's fine. But if you're trying to play competitively and you're traveling around and you're trying to play on the national teams, um, yeah.
Okay. Could
But I
you
guess I mean
okay.
a lot of people do that as well in the U.S. where they coach and they play competitively and they play on the national teams
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also on the semi-professional teams, right? Like it's just a lot.
I have always been in awe of those people, especially if they're still in college too. Like if they're good enough to be in college and play for the national team and play for a professional team and play
and
club,
then
I'm like, oh my
sometimes
gosh.
and sometimes join the leagues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like it's crazy. Yeah.
Could you give one? It seems like this is well, you were there, so you probably an experience you had. Like, could you give like example of like maybe one of the busiest years you had doing all those? If you were also a person that was coaching and playing and all that while you were there.
Yeah, I both fortunately and unfortunately, like a lot of when I played in Ireland, it was a lot of more of my younger years,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You
playing
said that.
college, and so I would go to club training, but I also like we would drive from college to go to club training. Like it would be a four of us in the car
Yeah.
driving, and so we at that time like it's a little bit more separated as well. Like typically, a lot of college players don't play club in, for instance, like
Okay.
in Ireland, it's a little bit different
That's what
now,
my
but
friend said about Australia too, or
yeah, it's like
maybe.
such a fun scene. Like it's so
Yeah.
fun. And you're just like, why would I do this other
Yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah.
where all of my friends are not there? Because you tend to like it was when I was in college in Ireland, it was so fun. Like we would have these beginner tournaments where you're allowed to have like one experienced player that wears a hat. And so like indoors, for instance, they play 5-on-5. So it's for beginner, like people that are just started playing ultimate, like less than a year or two. And then the one experienced player has to wear a hat
That's so
and then
funny.
like you just get to know everyone in the country like everyone goes to those tournaments and then you go to like three or four during the year. Um, so I did a lot of that and I luckily didn't have to be involved in these other things, I think. But some of the national year, like when I played for the Irish team, and we luckily those tournaments were not so far away, like we played Worlds in London,
Oh yeah,
but I
yeah,
would be playing club that entire year, like because I some of the, during some of those years, like I would be coaching like the college team that I went to, so I would go there like a couple times a week, and then I would have training, and then I would have like going to the gym and throwing for both the club team and the national team,
yeah.
and
Wow.
like going
Yeah.
to tournaments, and then at the same time I was like doing my masters, also playing in college that time. It's more just like a 12-month thing. Like you just have frisbee all the time.
Wow. Yeah. Geez. That does sound very busy. That yeah. So you said a lot of people get burnt out. Like, have you seen that happen?
I think that people get burnt out in the sense that they kind of pull back a little bit on what the amount of like training that they might do in season. So because you're just like doing it all year round, there's less of like the structure of like now I'm in the off season
Okay,
and I
yeah.
get to just like lift or do other sports or do something else to take time off. It's like people are just like constantly doing like 2 to 3 to 4 days all year round.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
so I think, and then that's why you sometimes see these highs and lows with like national teams and some club teams because, in a given year, like 5 or 6 people will be like, I'm not playing. I'm not doing it
Oh
this year.
wow. Okay. Yeah.
And because you have the smaller pool of really elite, like competitive players, like that really, um, in some of the smaller countries, I think like, you know, the UK has less of that problem. Um, and probably France and Germany have a bit of a less of that problem. They always
Yeah.
seem to be pretty competitive. But it just does affect those years where, yeah, a bunch of people will just not play on the national teams or they'll not play on their club teams. And so you see these people kind of pop in and out
Okay.
of some of these teams because it's just too much. I mean, there's like club worlds,
Yeah.
national worlds, like, every year there's like huge tournaments. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't seem like a great system, but I guess I don't know
I
how
mean,
one
yeah,
would
I don't know
fix
how
it.
else you would
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I just try to get more people to play, but then that's
Yeah,
another role you
yeah,
have to take on.
yeah.
That's so
When
interesting.
I when I did some coaching, I did some of the coaching because I also had a couple of years being injured when I was in Ireland. I would be like, um, I would always like try to vote for like let's end the season earlier, let's
Yeah.
take time off, like or like don't ask me to join anything for the next 2 months.
Yes.
And then it'll
Okay.
be like, hey, we're doing a full club, which is like mixed team, like everybody from every team, like we're just doing like these like pickup sessions, like, and then it'll be like, oh, can someone run uh like a clinic beforehand? And it's like November.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my god, it's fun to go out. Like I've gone to some of those sessions and stuff. It's fun, but it's like the last thing I want is serious ultimate right now. It's
Yeah.
November, and we've been doing this for the last 9 months.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Yeah. I don't know what I thought you were gonna say, but it wasn't that. That's so interesting. I never even thought
yeah,
of that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you
It's
said you
quite
went
different.
yeah. You said you went to college in Ireland. Where'd you go?
I did my undergrad in Maynooth,
Okay.
which is about an hour outside of Dublin. And then I did my master's at Trinity College, which is in the center of Dublin City. Um, so I played like college, but ultimate at both universities.
Is there like college nationals in Europe? I was curious about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Okay.
called like in Ireland. It's called. I think that the college scene is not like that in Switzerland.
Yeah.
So I can't really speak for what it's like in other countries. It sounds like Australia. It's like pretty fun. But you'd have like the All Irelands. You have like the indoor season, which starts in. So the beginners always like start indoors,
I was gonna
and there
ask
might
about
be some
indoors
outdoor.
too.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
might do some outdoor sessions, but primarily it's indoors. And then you have like All Irelands in like January or February.
Okay.
Um, Maybe a little earlier, but around that time, and then everything moves outdoors afterwards, and then you have like All Ireland, college All Irelands, like um, sometime in like April or May.
Okay. Is there like a college that is like always winning, or does it switch around?
Uh,
Because I know there's probably a lot. Well, not
so
probably.
for
There's a lot
many
fewer.
years, when I played for many many years in Cork, which is in the West of Ireland, they had a really 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 good youth program.
Okay.
So a couple of people took charge of basically going into schools and doing these sessions. So a bunch of those people would go to like UCC, which is the college in Cork, the university there. And so for at least for the women's division, they won like every single year for years and
Okay.
years and years and
Okay.
years. And then it would be like Trinity, which is the Dublin University, and then another Dublin university called UCD also did well. And that was also similarly, I mean, they are just like the big universities with the most players. You have these like smaller places that tend to do less well, but like the
Yeah,
big ones are always tend to do well because just have a lot of players.
that makes sense. I guess that's
And
similar
there's
in
also
America too.
there's for open, or men's, there's also like a high school, like it's like a private high school where someone also brought ultimate there, and like the students there have to do a sport in the first year. Like they have to play either rugby or ultimate,
Oh wow,
which
that's
meant
not.
that they just had this like influx for years and years and years of
Yeah.
young players that didn't want to play rugby, and so they got an opportunity to play ultimate. And so that meant that like UCD and Trinity in Dublin have been extremely successful. And also like that's why you have like the open team Ranelagh, who's done really well in Europe. They won European club championships a couple years
Okay.
ago.
Oh wow. Okay.
And a lot of those players come from these programs,
Okay.
or at least like that one college. At least I'm sure like there's other places that recruit like youth players like that. But for that reason, they've done really well. Um,
Yeah, the youth really builds. I've talked about this a lot on the podcast, but the youth really builds the rest of the, just going up. If you
yeah,
got good youth, you got good college and you got good club.
I mean, I think it makes such a huge difference in just how like technical skills are built
Hmm.
early on. Like I think you see that with people that started playing earlier. They're sort of like almost like more natural throwers.
Yeah.
There's just like a little bit of smoothness in the way that they throw, and sometimes you see players that started later and it's like a little bit clunky, like the technique. And I think that that's something that just becomes really natural and much easier for people that started playing earlier.
As someone who started playing earlier, I'll take that. Um,
Okay, so
I'm from the DC area, and I started playing middle
okay.
school, so
Wow.
it's like huge. All the middle schools in my county in Arlington had a team, so yeah,
Wow, that must have been really
it
cool.
was
So
really cool.
you must be like really good.
Maybe I don't know. I love to handle, and I do love to throw.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Well, okay. So
and
that makes sense.
I'll take the. I do think I have good throws. I'll say that. Okay, I have something that you kind of talked about a little bit already, but I've literally always been curious about because I'm always on Instagram Reels or whatever and seeing ulti TV in like Europe, a lot of like Europe highlights, and everyone's playing indoor and like hardcore
Yeah.
indoor, and they're like laying out inside and like
Yeah.
chest high
Yeah.
layouts inside, and I've always been
Yeah.
really confused by that because that's just not a thing. I mean, people play
Yeah.
indoor, but not like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
what is the what's
I
that
would
like?
never
That
lay out
no,
indoors. That's crazy.
like, is that just a all of Europe thing? I feel like I see that a lot in the UK specifically. This like huge indoor scene for frisbee
Yeah.
for ultimate.
So, um, it's really big, and it's really big for beginners. I think it's a really easy way to, because so many people in at least the UK and Ireland start playing ultimate in the fall, where people just start indoors, and it's
Okay.
such an easy entrance into it because there's no wind
Oh
and it's
yeah,
smaller, so
yeah.
it's just easier. You're just a bit more successful earlier on. And there's these fun tournaments, and like we used to, like in college, like we would just take the ferry over to Manchester, from Ireland, and play like a fun tournament. And I like that. So that is like how a lot of people start off playing ultimate. um, and then in actually like the Nordic countries, so Sweden, Finland, I don't know about Norway, but at least I know Sweden and Finland have really big indoor programs because it's just simply so cold and
Yeah, that
dark
makes
for
sense.
so many months of the year. So that's a little bit different because they actually play. I mean, I guess they play on hard court, but I think they have other fields that are just indoor in general. So they're really comfortable, and they tend to win a lot of the tournaments. I think recently there was some indoor tournament that I think Sweden won the women's division. It
I
was
don't
like
know.
European national teams
I should
indoor.
try to follow the European
Yeah.
teams more. I wouldn't know how.
Uh,
I don't really know how to, but that would be cool.
OTTV is a
Okay,
good
okay.
one. But so just for that reason, it's a really big thing, and it's cold and terrible weather a lot of the year. So um, yeah, people just play indoors, and it's really fun. It's a really different style of ultimate. It's one of my favorite. Like I really like ultimate. I like mini. there's some leagues here in Philadelphia that are like indoor or small sided games, and because I just played basketball and because this is the way I started playing indoors, and also the way that I played college ultimate was like quick give and goes
Yeah.
constantly. It's just my preferred style of playing, so I really enjoy that version, and that's kind of what it lends itself to, a lot of overhead throws. Yeah, you should watch some of those games, they're really
I should.
entertaining.
Yeah, I do see the highlights, but I should watch some of the games. I am always extremely impressed with the indoor layouts. I'm
Yeah,
like, what?
sometimes
Oh.
it's nice in at these larger tournaments where they have actual larger fields, because we would when I started we would play at a basketball court, which is just so incredibly tiny. And
Yeah.
what it means is that every single tournament and game just kind of ends up being a four-person wall in the end zone. So that you
Okay.
bring up the disc to the end zone, then you have a four-person wall and one chase,
Wow,
and it's just
that's
like
does that work?
it works, but
Okay.
it's just so annoying. It's just like someone's passing it horizontally nonstop until they can blade it into the end zone.
That's so interesting. Huh.
It's
I've
crazy.
I've never seen anything like that. We
Yeah.
gotta bring that. I gotta bring that here.
Yeah,
So
there's quite a lot of actually like old, like especially these like college and general indoor All Ireland finals, that are I think probably on YouTube.
yeah, I think so.
And
Yeah.
those they are small. They're very small courts compared to like if you find some like Swedish games, or like some of the Finnish leagues. But they yeah, it's those ones like the Irish games, like those courts are always tiny, and it's always like what you set up is you set up two handlers, one ISO in the center, and two people basically at the end, sort of
Okay.
like in the end zone,
Yeah.
and you just get the disc to the ISO. You just do some overhead, and then maybe one or two passes, and then the defense goes into a four-person wall with the chase, and then it's just horizontal until you can pass it in, and that's like a ton of the points.
Wow. Is it like if you score, is there a pull? Is there any pulling, anything
Yeah,
like
there's
that?
a pull. You go back into a pull, and then you just do the ISO again. You do some kind
Oh,
of ISO
okay.
play.
That's so interesting. I'm gonna go watch some this week.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
yeah,
That sounds really interesting. Awesome. I'm glad I could get to know more about that because I have always been curious about why everyone was playing indoor in Europe. I have a couple more questions about international play, and then we can talk about Chicago a little, and then I have fun
sure.
questions. But are there any? Do you want to talk about what international or what playing was like in Switzerland a little bit? Like the differences there? Were there anything specific you can think of?
Um, like different from playing in the US or in general in
Yeah, I guess I don't know, just unique to playing in Switzerland, if there's any, or different.
well, often you're at a tournament with like stunning mountains. That's very
Okay,
unique to
that sounds
Switzerland. You're
nice.
like next to a flowing river. It's yeah, it's really beautiful. That's a lot of what it's
Okay,
like playing in Switzerland.
so is there still a lot of indoor play in places like Switzerland, or is it more outdoor?
Um, it's a little bit more outdoor, and there's less of a college. The college scene is totally different. I don't
Okay,
think it really exists. It's more of like a sort of like an intramural sport.
okay,
Um,
yeah,
and I think there are programs where people try to recruit, but it isn't like the sort of like there's a kind of a college camaraderie in Ireland that you get that's really unique. That you just sort of get to know people from other universities. Whereas in Switzerland, that's not really the case. It's just sort of like within that university, people go and they train, and it's just like a way to exercise, and you try to recruit anyone you can, and then try to get them to play at the club.
okay.
So it's like used as that kind of a recruitment avenue. Um, what else is different in Switzerland?
I did I did have some questions about if you had any different like words for things that we say in the US, like frisbee specific things.
Yeah, like people don't say dishy.
Oh, okay.
No one says dishy.
Yeah. What do they say?
I don't know. Like
It's a
it's
throw?
not a thing. It's
Yeah.
just a throw. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Also, like one thing that's really really American is like saying to go for a toss.
Oh, okay.
That's really like you're going for a throw.
Yeah.
Like you're not going for a toss. A toss is like so American.
Okay, that's so interesting too, huh?
Also, like in the US, it's like hoe and vert.
Mm-hmm.
In Europe, I think more people say like 2-5 or 4-3
Oh,
or like three
okay.
four. Like I exclusively until I went to the US was like, oh, we're playing 2-5.
Yeah, 2-5. Oh, like a
It's a
vert.
vert.
Okay, I was like
Yeah.
thinking it was like a hoe, and I was like, what? No, that's a vert.
No,
Yes, yes,
no,
yes.
no, yeah, yeah.
That's
So,
huh.
but I feel like people like in Switzerland, people would say like Holz for at least on the German speaking side, which is like horizontal. I don't really know what they would say. I guess they would say vertical. Um, but so I think maybe it's more common now, but back in the day, like never ever say vert or ho
That's
ever.
funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm forgetting what again. My friend said she said they didn't call it a hoe either, but they also did not call it a
yeah,
3-4. I don't know what she said. That
okay,
one's
yeah,
totally new to me.
yeah,
But I guess it
okay,
makes sense. It's kind of like how I feel like I would say if you're playing soccer. Um,
right,
yeah,
yeah, like a 3-4-3 or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense. That's interesting. Okay, let me see. Um, I'm looking. Okay, could you talk about maybe some cool tournaments you've been to, either in Europe or the US? But I know Europe has some really cool tournaments.
Yeah, I would say I haven't been to that many cool tournaments in the US because I just focused on playing club when I
Mm-hmm.
played for Dish in Chicago. I did play Goldie Nationals, like it's in maybe its inaugural year, the first year,
Wow.
maybe
Okay,
the
where
second
was
year.
it?
It was in Austin, and I
Okay,
think
it's
it
always
was.
been
I
there.
think it's
Yeah.
happening now there, or last
Yes.
weekend, or this weekend.
Super soon. I
This,
think this weekend.
yeah. So I think they just hold it there every year. It was super fun. Really enjoyed it. Love Ultimate. It's the
Do they have
best.
that in Europe?
Um, not
Okay.
really to the same extent, but it's like I feel like Chicago is just like really big on it, and I
Yeah.
don't even think that other cities like I don't think like there is like a Goldie pickup here in Philadelphia, but it's not. I mean, it's somewhat active, but it's not like there's like casual
Yeah.
Goldie in Chicago. I feel like, um,
There's a lot
but
of
I've
Goldie.
played I've played Windmill, um,
Yep.
which is a really fun tournament. I played it twice. I played a beach tournament in Spain.
Ooh, that sounds
Um,
nice.
I think it's called Costa Brava. It's just outside of Barcelona, I believe. Um, that's super fun. They play a lot of beach, so it's just like
That's nice.
really good
Yeah.
vibes. Um, what else? I mean, I've played like the bigger tournaments in Europe, like European like national championships twice and worlds, and then I played Worlds Beach
Oh,
in
cool.
2024, and that was in Portimao in Portugal.
Okay.
Not this past October, but the year before. It's like a
Yeah.
year and a half ago. Um, and that was also really fun. I think they hold a lot of large beach tournaments there.
That
I
makes
think there was
sense
even
on the
one
coast.
last. Yeah, I think they've had it the last 2 years. So they had like a European uh, beach championships, and then they had hosted like world clubs. I think they host a tournament like almost every year now. They
Okay.
hold because it's just an absolute massive beach, and it's
Yeah.
really beautiful. Um, and it's in Portugal. It's like southern. It's kind of at the tip. Um, I don't know if I've played. I mean, I've played other ones. I don't know if there's any other particularly fun ones that I've played aside from kind of the big ones like Windmill. I haven't played that famous beach tournament in Italy. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't either. Yeah, really the only European one I know is Windmill.
Windmill.
Um
Windmill is fun, but it's a bit brutal. It's just game after game after
oh
game.
wow. Okay.
It's 3 days of that nonstop.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, if I
Yeah,
ever go, I'll be prepared, hopefully.
but they have great like evening parties. Even if the tournament is serious, people still go,
That's
so
good.
it's fun.
I love
Yeah,
a tournament party.
yeah,
Well, do you want to talk about playing in the US and playing in Chicago for a little bit?
sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. I saw that you on that Ulti, we were talking about Ulti Riz I don't want to
Rizzer,
say I don't want to say
Rizzer.
Ulti Rizzler. Ulti Rizzer. That you played. Did you play with DePaul for a little?
No, I coach. So those two
Okay, those were
times,
the coaching.
yeah.
Okay. Well, why did you? I don't know. What were the circumstances you ended up playing with Dish and staying there for 4 years? Like, do you have some good memories or things you can remember from that?
Ah, of course. Dish was a great, great time. I say it's like my late 20s. I was an experienced player. Um, I Yeah, I tried out for Dish that year. I tried out for Nemesis. I In 2017, I think that was the first year I played on Dish. When I played on Frenzy a couple years before
Oh
that,
yeah, yeah,
uh, I played against both teams, like Dish and Nemesis, and um, I just knew about Dish. I knew that they were like a really old club. I think last year was 25
yeah.
years.
Yep, yep.
So I and a lot of those players are really good. I mean, at that time, yeah, when I played with Frenzy, I was like 20, 23, 24, maybe 23, I think. So it's quite young. And it was great to play against Dish. It was a lot of really nice people. And when I tried out for them, I played with someone named Leanne King.
Okay, I've
You should
never.
try to interview Leanne. She's
Okay,
just
I
fantastic.
can ask Kels too to get her
She's
info.
Australian. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
another
awesome.
Australian international. Um, uh, Leanne was like, "You have to play for Dish. You have to play for Dish." When I tried out, and I got cut from Nemesis, and then when I played for Dish that year, I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna play with
Yeah,
Dish." Just really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed playing with Leanne and Wendy and some of the older players that played. And then I think starting from 2018, like the next year, maybe or 2019, maybe 2019, but I started captaining and
okay, I
doing
was
a
gonna
lot of the
ask about
coaching
that.
stuff. Yeah, I loved it. I think it's a great club. Um, I'm glad that it's continuing on and successful. And I think probably I felt a little bit of when Wendy kind of stopped playing a bit. I think it was a little bit, it was like, um, I think she took like a slow exit. And I understand that feeling of like, you want to make sure that it's going to
Yeah, yeah,
continue.
yeah. I have
Uh,
met Wendy, I think, or I know who
yeah,
we are talking about. There was like the anniversary party, and
yeah,
I met a couple of the people. Well,
she's
that,
great.
yeah.
Has the one of the like most powerful throws. Like when Wendy throws to you, you're like, ugh.
Oh, you're scared? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
funny. Um,
that's Wendy.
I'll have to, maybe I could interview her too. I could just start interviewing Dish alumni. Why not?
Yes.
Um, what
I mean, you should also interview Colleen, who's been at the
I should
club for
interview
25
Colleen.
years, right?
Yeah,
I
she's
mean, just
still here. Yep.
fantastic.
Yeah, no, I love Colleen. She's the best. I should interview Colleen. That's a great point. I will ask her.
Yeah,
I'll send her a
yeah,
text.
yeah.
Um, awesome. When you played for Dish, how is like the team doing? Like, were you guys killing it at regionals? Right now, like I feel like our foe is Indie Rogue. Was that maybe a similar?
Always Indie Rogue, which I
Always
think
okay.
it's so great to have Indie Rogue because I think that it makes Dish like a better club. Like we need someone to like, we always play them early in the year, and it's always like, oh, like we have to, like we need to do better,
Yeah,
or like we're always like neck and neck with them, and then obviously some years like a little bit worse, but some years we consistently beat them, and it was great. So Indie Rogue is I think is great for Dish,
okay.
um, and I've always like really enjoyed playing them. Um, but the first year, I think, yeah, the first year we did quite well. Like we would sometimes lose to them, sometimes win. Um, and then either 28, I must have been 2018 that we had a really, really fantastic season where where the Great Lakes region had two bits of nationals
Ooh.
because that was when Rival started.
Okay, I heard about Rival too. Yep.
Yeah. And so they got a bid, Nemesis got a bid, and then we beat Indie Rogue. This is the year also that we took half on Rival, and we were like, "Oh my
Oh
god,
my
can we
gosh,
beat them?"
going to nationals. Oh, that would
That
be
was
so
crazy.
cool.
And then we beat Indie Rogue for uh, the select flight spot.
Okay. That's
Um,
nice.
by a couple of points, we beat them. And so then the next year we did just like insanely difficult tournaments, like all of the
Yeah.
high level tournaments. And then we unfortunately had like a short roster the following year. So it was just like every tournament was just really rough,
Oh,
of really, really difficult games, uh, smaller roster.
yeah.
Everyone's tired,
Far away, probably.
far
Yeah, you got to
away.
get to them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then, yeah, soon after that, it was COVID.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a
like
good
the
point.
year. Yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed coaching Dish. I enjoyed captaining Dish. The first year that I captained, we had four captains. It was
Okay.
like Leanne and Wendy, so two really experienced. Like when I started playing, Leanne was already like almost 40, and she was still the best player on Dish, just like unbelievable. Um, and I started captaining with someone else who was very inexperienced as well, and so that was really great. And you know, whenever I hear people are like, "Oh, we're bringing on someone who hasn't captained before," as like so that they can kind of understand how it goes, because that year we had no idea what we were doing, and Leanne and Wendy would be like, "Are you guys going to do anything?" And we were like, "Oh, we didn't know that we should do something." So I really appreciated that, and then I think that made me definitely a better captain for the rest of the years, like just picking up what needed to be done and like not waiting for someone to say like, "Hey, this needs to be done," but knowing certain things needed to be done in certain preparation. And I sort of got my own way of how I plan practice, how I organize things, when that should be done. And I spent a lot of time focusing on things like footwork, defense. And I think that really helped us in 2018, because then in 2019, I changed it through feedback and it went terribly wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate, but um, that's good to know. I'm actually about to just captain Dish, and I'm kind of in a similar boat where I just graduated from college in May. I've captained college, I captained high school, but I've never captained club.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little nervous, but that's some good advice. But if you have any more you'd like to give, I'll take it. But I like what you said about just picking up what needs to be done.
Yeah, I think there's just a lot, and it's it's a little bit different because in college everyone's kind of a child,
Yes,
and
yeah,
you sort of are babying everyone or whatever. But in club, you're sort of dealing with grown-ups,
yeah,
and they have certain needs and that are totally different. So you're kind of organizing all these people that have more. I'd say it's the people who are more or less independent. Like a lot of people just like want to do their own thing at tournaments, but you still have to do organization, and
yeah,
you also need to organize other groups for people to do their own stuff, because people just take on a little bit more. Um, so that I think is just, and also just being prepared. I mean, I think
yeah,
that's one of the things, like planning practice well in advance is really helpful, and not on always on the ride to practice.
yeah. Did you guys have a coach at that time?
No,
No. Okay. Yeah, you
no,
keep saying like. So when you're saying you were coaching Dish, was that just like when you're also captaining, you were
yeah,
having to do coaching? Okay, that makes more sense.
yeah.
Um,
Running every single practice session, suggesting what people should do outside of
oh,
training.
that sounds so stressful.
Uh,
That sounds like a lot. I'm glad that we have a
yeah,
coach, Scott. I just interviewed him
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That's nice. I don't have
That's
to worry
true.
about
That's true.
that.
That is something.
Yeah.
That is something that Dish has had a coach now for a number of years.
Yeah.
But that's why we tended to have sort of larger, like 3, 4 captains.
That makes
People
sense.
took on different things. I always captain like the D line as well. That
Okay.
was like my thing. But I did a lot of like I did a lot of like first half of training kind of thing, like how we start off, the things
Okay.
that we do. Um, yeah, a lot of like small sided games. I would try really weird stuff that people sometimes hated, but I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like one thing that people really didn't like, we played mini where you couldn't throw a break throw.
Oh, wow.
but I wouldn't say
Okay.
why, and people would get even more madder at
Yeah.
that I wouldn't say why we're doing this. And it's just because it's like, it's not even going to be a break throw, and you're still letting off open side as a defender. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you letting off underside
I see
or under opens when they can't even throw
a
break
break.
throws?
Yep. That's fun. Okay. I won't do that. Well, maybe. I'll bring it up.
But it's good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good. And I think because sometimes when people want to know why are you doing a drill, it's because they want to win the drill.
Yeah. That's
Like,
true.
I'm not trying to get you to game my drill. I want you to like focus on and figure out like, hey, what's the most dangerous thing that I need to take away here because there's a rule, instead of like the rule is to know that it's like that the point is that you're supposed to take under. You're just supposed to. It's just like trying to use your brain a little bit quicker. Like,
Yeah.
and then how to play as well with like just like focusing on just getting those open side throws. But things like that, I would put in these weird little defensive games and rule stuff that I really enjoyed, and I think that was helpful.
Okay. That's good to
Because
know.
the following year, when I took some of this stuff out through feedback,
Okay.
we had to have the O-line run zone because we couldn't defend anyone.
Oh no. Okay, I see what you mean by the feedback. Yeah. That is I also had an interview with somebody who played at Brown, so like, really good college men's open ultimate team, and he was saying they would do that similar thing where they'd like do a lot of interesting drills like that really focused on one specific thing, and they'd like, take away the breaks, not that specifically, but things like that, and it seems to work pretty well for them. So
Yeah.
I definitely want to look at some new drills to bring into practice this year. So that is good to know. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's more so like the feedback was that like there's certain things that we can do outside of practice that don't necessarily require the whole team, or that could be done with a couple of people, that whereas like when we have the whole team, there are certain things that we could do that we could take advantage of a little bit more. But I think I think defense is like such an easy thing that to learn and to get better at and to see immediate rewards from, that it's still worth it. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take that stuff out when I see everybody doing this outside of training every single week, in and out,
Yes.
then I'll take it out.
I mean, yeah, you sound like a good coach. Do you coach now?
No, I mean, I've only been in Philadelphia for the last like 9 months or something.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
I'm just playing league and enjoying myself and enjoying non-competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little competitive, but it's not like people, it's not like people are crying.
No.
After the games.
After the league loss.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. I don't know. Do you think you'll ever want to coach in Philadelphia, or are you kind of done with coaching?
No, it's something I really enjoy. It's been nice to take a break because I did it because I had this like long-term injury when I was in Switzerland. So I just coached a lot. It's still something I'm interested in. I'm not sure when I'm gonna kind of get back into it.
Yeah.
But I do really enjoy it because I'd say I'm probably like a better coach than I ever was a player.
Okay. That's kind of similar to what Scott said. He said he wishes he had retired earlier to coach.
I mean, I really enjoy playing. I would never say I wish I retired because I don't know if I'll ever retire. I just like even casual frisbee. Like I just love playing. It's so much fun. Playing a league that's at the moment like outdoors, but like kind of like 5-on-5. So like smaller.
That sounds fun.
And it's super fun, and I love that it's really casual and can try stuff, and it's not. There isn't pressure or anything. And sometimes there are like moments where you really want to win, but it's just really fun. I can't imagine being like, I'm going to stop this.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine that. It's just so fun. And I was always inspired by playing with Leanne at Dish because, like I said, she was like 40 and still our best player, and did a spin pull every time and lefty and laid out and threw all the breaks, and I was like, I want to be like that when I'm 40.
Me too. I definitely also want to play as long as physically possible on some
Yeah.
grandmasters, some great
Yeah, and
grandmasters.
there's always like avenues for it. I don't
Yeah.
think like I think the biggest thing is like trying to keep your body healthy is tricky as you get
Mm-hmm.
older because yeah, it's just like I'm also like I'm much more of like a speed based player, so like things just start breaking down very
Yeah.
quickly. But I don't see. I mean, I can see like retiring from playing like club because it's really time consuming and it's hard on your body. And like playing tournaments is just playing like 7 games in a weekend. I think is
It's
crazy. Is a crazy thing we do to
yeah.
ourselves.
I don't. That is one of my things about frisbee. I don't like that it's tournaments and not like games.
One
I
off
don't know.
games, yeah,
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. Um. Okay. Well, for my last couple questions are the ones I sent you earlier. If you've had a chance to think about them, but if you didn't, that's okay. First one is, what is your frisbee hot take? And you can give whatever. I've had people give like 4, but
I'm gonna give you one.
okay.
My frisbee hot take, and this has never happened in my lifetime, but it's that we should eliminate the frisbee sideline, and people should sit on a bench. Everyone should sit on a bench.
Like in soccer, kinda.
Like in every other sport.
Yeah,
Sit on a bench, sit down.
yeah.
You can stand if you want, I don't mind, but you have to be by the bench. You have to be in your little designated area.
That's an interesting one. Yeah. Do you have specific reasoning or?
So I could sit here all
Okay.
night and tell you the reasons. There's so many things. First of all, from a spectator perspective, like to constantly if you're sitting on the sideline trying to watch a game and people are just walking in front of you, you're just like,
Yeah, that's a good
it's
point.
so annoying. Like not at, like most games don't have bleachers. Most
Yeah,
games don't have bleachers, and we can't see. And then if it goes on the sideline and we have bleachers, we still can't see. We can't see where the disc is.
yeah. Huh.
I find that very annoying. So the only way to do it is if you're like vertically watching the game, which like I don't want to do that. I want to
Yeah,
sit on the sideline.
yeah.
Um, I've also watched. There's a specific I think like pull game or something where it was like a bad weather. Everyone was wearing a lot of clothes, and people were so close to the sideline that when the disc was going upfield, you actually couldn't tell who was on the field.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like pausing, and I was like, "What?
Who's?
Where is? Who is on?"
Yeah.
It
These
was crazy.
these are good points.
So I can't, that's so annoying to me. Uh, Another reason is that that means people's water bottles, their stuffs on the side. There has been more than one incident, I'm sure, of people like tripping on people's stuff, landing on discs on the sideline,
Yep.
falling into people that are standing on the sideline. Uh, the disc goes out of the field sometimes, and people standing there, and they all have to move. I
Yep.
mean, then someone catches this on side, and everyone's like sideline. It's just like, what are we doing? Get away!
Okay, I like this hot take. Yeah,
And
I played on a club mixed team in Chicago before Dish, and this one guy had a really great layout, and he literally dented somebody's water bottle that he landed on, like on the sideline when he was laying out, which was crazy. And I was like, good thing he didn't get hurt more. I do, yeah. I like this hot take. This is a good one.
thank you, thank you. So I'll keep going. The
Okay,
reasons
sure.
that, and also in these like more higher stakes games, you have to be a certain distance
Mm-hmm.
away. And if you are in one of these games and you are there, you will see, 3 out of 5 times the other team or someone on your team, whoever, is in front of that line. They're just like walking
Yeah,
into the thing.
yeah.
They're just getting closer and closer
Nobody
because
listens
they
to it.
need to yell to their player, around, around. They have to. They have to. They can't stop.
I was gonna say the one thing that I feel like this couldn't happen is just how big the like talking culture from the sideline is. That I don't think people would
Don't
like
get me
this.
started on the talking culture. I love to talk on the side. Well, I don't really love to, but like I'll do it, and I'm like really into the game, and I love to say something. Have you ever had this? But I also love to talk about the game on the sideline. Have you ever had a thing where someone is playing defense or they're whatever? Yeah, they're playing defense, and you say like around, and they get a hand block,
Yeah.
and you're like, I did that, and then you go to your player and you're like, you must have heard me, and they're like, no, I didn't hear you, and you're like, what? The amount of times this has happened to me. It's just this false sense that we think we're affecting the game. And really, it's just people screaming. And then how many times have you yelled around and then the around throw goes off and you didn't do anything?
Yep, that's a good point. Yeah. These are good points. You're very passionate about this hot take. This is definitely one of our hottest takes ever, and I like it.
It's a crazy thing that we do. And I also think, so I think from like a spectator perspective, from playing, I think it affects the game in a way that's like not really that positive, I think. And I understand that there's like the coaches and teams, like some teams do this really well. And I've been on a team where that was like one of our goals because we had like 8 players and we were like, we need to keep our energy up somehow. Yeah. Well, let's say like 9 because we had like at least 2 people on the sideline. And so it's like, let's just like try to yell and be like, keep the energy up because there's so few of us and we need to get through this tournament. And it worked really, really well. That was like one of our goals. So I understand that there's some like, there is something that it brings to teams and it has this energy thing. And especially if a team's like really low energy, that can really help. So I understand why coaches and teams like focus on that. And it's something easy that you can control.
Yeah.
But in another way, there's like players that are, I would say, like really passionate, really competitive, really energetic, pay attention, that just aren't loud.
Yeah.
And then you get into this thing where it's like, why is that person not yelling when I'm yelling? And you're like, and then it just is like this tension where like, then you're on the sideline, you didn't say something and someone says to you like, hey, we're supposed to be, and you're just like, it's this tension within the team. Like if you don't do it perfectly, the people who are arguably the best at it, who become these advocates for talking and like who take on as their job and they do a great job because they are the people who do good at it, then have to be like the police of everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's tough for people who, are focusing. And if you just sit on a bleacher, you don't have anything to do. You can't walk and talk to your favorite person.
That's a good point. Yep.
You can't go talk to someone who's spectating. You're not going to go look for your bottle for 3 minutes and not pay attention to the game.
That's me. Literally every time I come on the sideline, I lose my water bottle. Every time. Yeah.
Sitting there watching the game, and you've got 2 people you don't want to talk to next to you.
This is a great hot take. Thank you I love the in-depth. I can really tell this is a grievance of yours. You're very passionate about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't think, sadly, it's ever going to happen in my lifetime. Although these like indoor leagues where we have hockey subs, it's like that's a product of that, like a byproduct of the fact that we're hockey subbing, so everyone has to stand in the same place.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yes.
No one's on the sidelines messing around. It's so great. I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's a great hot take. Thank you. We could do the last question. Your dream frisbee line. So 7 people, probably including yourself. So 6 other people. And
yeah, I would put myself on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had people go like crazy directions with this, like going into like people that aren't even real, like characters. But you can also do totally all frisbee, which I've also had people do. That's what I would do. Yeah. So I should have mentioned that before, but you could be as creative as you'd like with your dream line, or not.
Non-frisbee.
Yeah, you don't have to.
That sounds fun. Like just like movie characters and like like Buffy.
I had Scott was giving me like Pokemon. I was like, okay.
Nice.
There's been a lot of NBA players too. And some WNBA players, yep.
Ooh. That would be good. I did not think of anyone outside of Ultimate because I think like
I wouldn't have either.
Is like,
my dream frisbee line is definitely a bunch of frisbee people, but I think I like the other ones too.
Other sports as well, I guess. I guess the thing is like if I'm picking people from other sports, I guess it would be really fun. I mean, that would be obviously a really incredible experience, but it would also be fun to play with people that are really, really good at Ultimate.
Yeah.
I think I would probably do a pick of people that I've played with before that I really enjoy. Like I would love to play with Leanne again. Leanne is like my frisbee hero, I would say. Like, just embodies enjoyment and fun, and also, yeah, just rode around her bike and never lifted and was like, "Should I lift?" It's like, no, it's perfect. Whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. So Leanne is someone who would be on my dream line. Who else? Someone I'm playing with in college, and then another club teams who's a Spanish national player, Cristina Navasa, big beach player. She was in Ireland for a year, so it was really fun, and I'd always see her at tournaments. Has won a bunch of different things with Spain. So definitely would pick Christina. I'd probably pick someone else I played in Ireland with. This is going to be like women matching.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not too big on mixed. I know people love it. I'm happy they love it. Probably someone like Claire Pugh, someone I played with on the Irish national team. Really a great cutter and just also a really great teammate. And then I'd pick a couple of people that I think are really good at ultimate. Like, obviously, I think those other people are good at ultimate, but like people that I think are really fantastic. I'd probably pick like Carolyn Finney.
Okay, that's a good one.
Who's just like an unbelievable thrower.
Yeah.
And then because I like playing kind of give and go, fast, ultimate, I would say like Claire Chastain.
That's a good one
and
too.
And probably like Manuela.
Yeah.
And just like we're just playing small ball. Yeah. That's all we're doing. Like
down
maybe
the field.
Someone will go deep. Maybe I'll go deep, but that's what we're doing is playing small ball. Yeah, I think that would be my dream line.
That's a good line. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I think that would be a very powerful team. Some good players. When you said, I don't know how much you've seen of Jolie Krebs play, but when you said like you like small ball, I was like thinking about her because she's like,
okay.
But Claire Chastain also very good small ball. But I don't know if you've seen her play. Yeah. She plays mixed on Exist in New York. Okay. She's really good, and she plays for the PUL. She's really good at small ball.
Okay.
Handling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like her a lot.
Yeah, I must watch because the thing is I haven't watched like enough of the mixed games.
Yeah, that's okay if you don't like mixed. I never watch an open game.
I'm not saying I don't like it.
No.
I'm just saying it's not my thing.
Yeah. No, I prefer watching women's ultimate over mixed, but then I really prefer watching women's or mixed over open. I like never watch an open game.
Yes, although not the past year, but the year before that, the open final was really good, right? Like the Rhino
Sim and I can't. I definitely watched.
Who the other team was? They got. It was Pony.
It could have been. Yeah, I definitely always watched the club. I mean, I gotta watch like the club nationals open final. Okay, especially if not Union. Machine is in it. Mm-hmm. Then I'm like, okay, I gotta watch. Yeah, well, I know some people too. It's like I gotta watch. But yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much for doing my podcast and being my first guest that I've never met before. It was a little nerve-wracking, but I had a good time, and I hope you did too. And it's very nice to meet you, and I hope one day I do get to meet you in person if you ever come visit Chicago again.
Absolutely. I do come every couple of months. So
oh wow, okay.
We should play sometime.
Yeah.
We should get people to get a little 2v2 going or something.
That would be fun. That sounds perfect. Okay, well,
absolutely, yeah. You should then record them as well, as part of the pod.
There you go. Right there on at the 2v2. Yeah. That would be good. Get some action shots.
For sure.
Awesome. Okay, well, I thank you again.